Okay, we left off at inbox. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go back over here and talk about the learning tools. In here, there is a netiquette page. These are pages, these little icons, by the way. So there's a heading under writing for this course, and then one of the pages under there is going to be how to email me and behave in class. Okay, so this isn't quite correct. You guys are 65 students, but my usual BC number of students is 144. So make sure that you include the assignment name, question, line of the assignment, as much detail as you possibly can. Be really specific. I occasionally get emails that say, oh, I'm confused. It's like, well, what are you confused about? You need to really give me as much information as I can so that we're not emailing back 6 times about one thing. Try to really understand, look at what you want to know and ask as best as an informed question as you possibly can. Security, don't share your password with anyone. One semester I had a couple of students out on a football travel game, and they shared a computer, but one entered the midterm under the other one's name, and that's really technically cheating, and it was kind of a big deal. But anyway, it got resolved in a pretty positive way. But you want to make sure that you are logged off and that you are not giving your password to anyone. All right? Don't open messages from people you don't know, that kind of stuff. Okay, so down to the email guidelines. Golden rule applies. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. If you're feeling hurt and frustrated about your grade, try not to express that right away. Just see if there isn't something going on, miscommunication of some kind, or maybe the computer logged out and you got the grade or the comments that were supposed to be for somebody else. Does happen. Okay, so there's a lot here, but make sure you're not using all caps. That would be one. Start something and also open with, like, have a great day, how are you, kind of a thing. You don't have to call me professor, but you're going to say, I'll give you an example here. So you'll pull this up. You can't do this right now, but you will pull up your course, which is this, and then you'll type in my name. It won't let you do it. Oh, it did do. Okay, good. And then say, quiz from chapter 4. Question 2 doesn't seem to have a correct answer. So you would say, I hope you're having a good day. I have a question on chapter 4. Could you look this over for me? Please advise, that kind of thing. Very polite. I'm going to email back and say, consult page 40 or whatever it is. Okay, and then I'll say, look at that, and that should be where the answer is. I won't ever answer what the correct answer is. I really want you to be empowered and find out what that is on your own. And with grading questions, I have a whole thing on how to challenge a grade. But same thing, remain polite, please. Okay, so that is netiquette. And by the way, you're going to need to review these items. So you'll have to go up here and mark it done. And let's go into student view so you can see that. I know I'm hopping around a lot. I apologize. Okay, so see how there's a circle here? That means you must mark it as done before you go to the next. These are all asking that, and this is where we are right now. You would click on this and it's going to tell you how to do things. But you're going to look at the statement of professionalism, you're going to look over the syllabus, then you're going to get into this 40 minutes of these videos. You don't have to watch all of them right now, I don't believe, but you want to watch a few and then mark them as done, and you can go back. Notifications, we talked about this already. Grade challenge, that's not on the required list, but you should look at that before, if you do you do email me on that. Essay writing guidelines, netiquette, we just went over that. Plagiarism, patch writing, and paraphrasing. I get this every semester, and I just had finals a few weeks ago. And students said, well, I use the book. But using the book doesn't mean cutting and pasting from the book. You can use it as a resource. You read it, you digest it, and you show and demonstrate that you learned it. Okay? Elements and principles, that's important as well. That's chapter 2, basically. Writing info, figure definition. Remember how I was mentioning that about books and how they have the fig number? That's not a hashtag. So other resources. If you have not worked online before, this is really good for you. I don't teach how to learn online. I teach art, okay? So just keep that in mind with some of my responses. You are going to have to use some of these other resources. Canvas guide, this is going to have a lot of information for you. But let's do this while we're in the student mode. The point of being here was to show which ones you need to complete. But also, let's go into grades, because this way I can show you what it looks like. Down here, it's going to tell you a quick thing, a quick summary up here. Then you can go into more details. Each assignment, 30 out of 20 points, or 10 out of 10, 0 out of 0, that kind of thing. Now, extra credit is put in as 0. It's never 10 points possible because it's extra. You don't have to do it, so it's a 0. So if you get those 10 points, that's just plus, okay? It starts from 0. All right, so if you go down to the bottom, whatever you've already taken, say the end of week 1, like 100 points, it should say, you know, I got 95 out of 100 points. Now, this is me going through as a test student and giving myself scores for everything to make sure everything's working. And so I gave myself a B, an 820 out of 1,000, because that's how many points there are in the total course. Your grades will not look like this for a while till the end of the course because you haven't done 1,000 points worth of work. Does that make sense? It'll only show 100 points, you know, per week or however, wherever you are when you go to look at this. Now, one thing also, if you plagiarized and let's go to an essay here. So land art essay, there'll be a percentage right here, and I'll show you that in another window. You can click on that and you can rewrite your essay before it's too late. Let's look at calendar one more time so you'll see what it looks like for you. And it's green this time. Don't ask me why, but this is you guys, and that's what your calendar looks like. You can print this out too. Screenshot, whatever you need to do to get yourself organized. However you work best, and I'm sure you're just learning that, but think about like printing out calendars, setting notifications, that kind of thing, so you're sure you're on track. 5 weeks is a very short time, very rough way to take a course, and this is a college course, so it's a little faster perhaps. I'm sure your high school is great and very constructive and aggressive, but this may be a little intense. Okay. So how to upload, well, let's go to Canvas. Canvas guides, now this will take a minute. You can also print it out here, but it is kind of a big file. But this will give you, you have to scroll down. This will give you information, getting started, how do I do all this stuff, how do I log into Canvas, use the dashboard, and so on. And as you want to set those notification preferences, that's on page 43, okay? So all that stuff, if you just scroll down, the page numbers should be there, page 6 and so on. Sorry for my email. But if you go down, and you can do it this way too, Chrome is sometimes hard when you have to grab that little thing, that little scrolling. So down to 43, so we're at 30, 38. Okay, so it's going to tell you how to set, and you can open this up a little bit too. It's not letting me do it. Should do. Okay, so how to set notification preferences like I just showed you. There's a lot of information here, so if you're confused, there's some things there. Okay, let's go back. All right, how to upload an assignment. You're going to have to do this on the syllabus quiz. So this is a really nice one. You can also click here and get it on as an HTML. You can get over here and scroll through. It's a little cleaner. Canvas is pretty clean though. It's really good. It'll show things really well. Okay, so we're here in these videos, as I said. Plagiarism, you're going to want to read that over, figure definition. I'm going to go down further to extra credit. There's a list here of what is available, different points. Now, there might be one or two little things that I've forgotten on here, but most of it is there. Right now, you have 20 points extra credit from your one-time extension. If you don't use it, you keep the 20 points. If you do use it, if you say, oh, I skipped 2 quizzes, could you open them up again for 1 week? It's only for 2 quizzes and 2 homeworks, period. That's all it's good for, and it does expire on the 27th, okay? You can't use it in the last week. But say you were working really hard on your essay, your time went by, and you didn't realize you ran out of time, you can email me, and I will open up 2 quizzes, 2 homeworks. That's it. No midterm, no final. So you have the 20 points, and it's a bonus. It's sort of a extra credit for doing well. Okay, so that's there. You can read more about that there. Okay, I'm going to close this module.